This episode of the Empty Netters podcast is brought to you by the crisp, refreshing taste of LABATT Blue Light. It's playoff season. We've already got a sweep. We might have some gentlemen sweeps on the horizon. Either way, we're watching hockey, and the best way to do that is doing it by enjoying a nice LABATT Blue Light while you check out all the games. LABATT Blue Light is, no questions asked, the best beer in the game because each bottle, pint, and can is brewed with Canadian kindness. And you know that takes it to the next level. So if you're watching the game, if you're hanging out at the bar, or just kicking back with some friends, crack open a LABATT Blue Light because no beer tastes better or makes you feel better. It's the best beer for hockey. It's the best beer for you. Ice is ready, and we are back with another episode of the Empty Netters podcast. We've got a sweep officially.
And we'll get in. I wish we had more. We'll talk about that later. But yes,
got a sweep officially. We've got some gentlemen sweeps on the horizon. Man, this is an exciting time. The second round is nigh.
Mm-hmm.
We've got drama and craziness. Holy moly!
I'm actually hoping some of these tighten up a little bit.
Tighten back up.
We're happy for you, but then tighten up. I'm hoping some of these tighten up, and we might see some of that tonight, in fact. But it's a lot of action. Lot of action.
We were at the Kings game last night. A little bit of action there.
We're still recovering. You guys might have seen it on the story. We were asked to do the First We Feast Hot Ones challenge, and we do the trivia questions on the Jumbotron, and Dan and I thought it would be funny. We do the Saucy Predictions. Like I eat.
We have
that.
to do it today.
I eat it. I'm going to have to do it later. So I do it, and I'm like, we'll be fine. And we thought it would be funny to just ham it up a little bit and eat extra. We were like, let's eat. I remember telling you, let's eat a full one. They just tell you to take a bite. And I was like, let's eat a full one for the last one. And then you took an extra one.
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was an extra one.
Dude.
I thought we had to eat after every one we got right.
No, dude. No. You're an idiot.
I know. I miscalculated. They had us eat that first one, and I was like, this feels weird to make me have this punishment.
Yeah.
But, that's the point. You eat it first. So I thought that next one was our technical third.
No, we were done, dude. And then I had to do it, and then I was, licking my fingers. I thought it was funny. And then my mouth hurt for a long time.
Yeah.
Literally, I was, sitting with milk just in my mouth.
Yeah.
And then ice cubes, and then bread, and then the mouth kind of went away, and my stomach feels horrible.
My stomach still feels horrible.
So does my toilet.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Also, I burned my eye because I tried to take my contact out with my hand, dude.
You're the one, too, who's always screaming, don't touch anything.
I know.
And then you took your DeBoer hot sauce fingers and stuck them in your eyeball.
I have Reaper pepper vinegar in my cornea.
I don't feel bad for you.
Why?
Because this is your fault. You're an idiot.
I literally have one contact in right now. For anybody watching this.
Oh, is that true? You actually
I
did?
literally can't get the contact in this eye because it hurts so bad. I rinsed it in saline. I rinsed it in contact solution.
You got to get new contacts.
And everyone's like, get dailies. And I'm like, fuck you, dude. In this
now,
economy, who could afford dailies?
But now you're thinking about it.
So yeah, I can't see. I can't even see you. If I go like this, I can't see. Where am I? Where am I?
You're in the studio.
Oh, thank you.
Don't close that eye again.
Don't blink.
Jesus Christ. I couldn't believe how bad that Kings game was. That's what I want to transition to. First of all, huge shout out to the Kings and shout out to Mikey. Shout out to First We Feast.
Yep.
That was a blast. Love doing it. Would do it again, even though my stomach feels terrible. The game was a huge bummer. I think, what did the Oilers finish with? 15 shots or something like that?
Let me check for
just
sure.
Just a low, low amount of shot, and it was just an actionless game.
Well, so we've been to a Kings playoff game, 1 last year and 2 the year before, I think. Oilers every time. Mm-hmm. And every time we've been, there's been 8 total goals, tons of action. McDavid's got a bunch. 13 shots for the Oilers.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus.
So imagine going to a Kings-Oilers playoff game. And I think McDavid and Draisaitl had the assist on. That was a nice little
it was
thing.
A beautiful power play movement. Not a beautiful goal. I think Riddick played fantastic, but I think he wants that one back. Like I told you, he was set. It wasn't barring in. It wasn't top titty. It was just like a good slap shot from Bouchard that Riddick should have saved.
So that's my point. We go to a Kings-Oilers playoff game. You get a reasonably lackluster Evan Bouchard slap shot as the only goal, and the Kings outshoot the hell out of them 33-13. But we didn't feel like there were even that many grade A chances.
There weren't
a lot of shots, a lot of just missed the post on a tip.
Yeah, I think Riddick made a couple, like you said, flash in the pad saves. A couple. And those were great saves.
Yeah.
I say a couple as to say there weren't a ton of crazy chances for the Oilers. And then on the other side, I mean, LaFerriere had a decent chance that he put over the net. Mikey Anderson had one good grade A in the slot chance. Spenny was ripping pucks from the point, but that was it. Shots from the outside perimeter or the point led to the Kings, 30-something shots? 33 shots. Maybe one of them was a high danger chance. It was the strangest game of Oilers didn't really do much. They didn't produce much. Clearly 13 shots. They got a horrible fucking holding call that led to their
Good point. I forgot.
Horrible holding call that led to their power play. Good power play movement. Decent goal. Then on the other side, like I said, the Kings were just not getting grade A chances, and it was just such a boring fucking game. And it was a bummer that this was a game where the Kings, you got to win. You got to win that game. You're now down 3-1. You go back to Edmonton, and I know how you feel about that whole thing, but at the end of the day, you're down 3-1 after a game where you just didn't get good chances on net, and that's unacceptable.
Especially because, as we had noticed coming in, the crowd was in it. It was there were a ton of Oilers fans there, of course, but it was less of a sceney Friday night crowd like Game 3. This was like a huge Kings faithful, Will Ferrell in the building, Todd Gurley in the building, like everyone's fired up, and they couldn't give them anything. We said that place would have gone nuts for a goal in the power play again, dude. 0-for-11 now in the series, but just like they didn't even no shots. Fuck no shots, dude. They had the puck in the zone for like 20 seconds of that power play. So, super frustrating game for the Kings. Frankly, a good game for the Oilers. Like, you can win the 6-1, right? You can win the shootout even. That's a good, and I don't think the Kings are the toughest team they're going to face, but that's a good win for the Oilers to be like, hey, we didn't really have it tonight, but we defended hard and won a 1-0 playoff game.
Yeah, we've talked shit about the Oilers choking hazard situation in the playoffs, which I stand by. They deserve that shit talk. I feel like we've criticized in the past their defense and their goaltending come playoff time. And we've got back-to-back games now where they gave up 1 goal and then they gave up 0 goals. And then, like we've talked about, 33 shots, none of which we felt were very dangerous, and they gave up 0 goals. That's a pretty damn good performance. And it's just, I think it's a testament to they weren't letting the Kings get in the slot. They weren't letting them penetrate and get good chances. And now I'm looking at their path to the Western Conference Finals, and they're playing the winner of Vancouver, who's rolling out AHL tandems in the playoffs, and Nashville, a wildcard team. And I'm like, I don't know. Maybe they're going straight to the Western Conference Finals.
Crazy.
Like they've got the better path, no doubt about it. And Skinner and this defense, again, maybe LA's not clicking right now because they did get 5 on them and then 4 in game 1. But maybe they're playing better than they have. And it's interesting. I'm very, very curious to see what game 5 has in store, because there's a chance that they pump LA full of lead and give up 1 or 2 goals. And then I'm like, I'd feel pretty good if I were Edmonton.
We joked earlier that Vegas lost to the Ducks on purpose to catch Dallas because they liked the matchup or whatever. Yeah. And, the Kings wanted the Oilers. If what you just said happens, possibly no one had it break better for them in this scenario than the Oilers. Mm-hmm. Because, like you just said, their path to the Western Finals after all the West juggernauts battle is a delight. And they were a Vegas beating the Ducks away from losing in the first round to the Knights, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Like, if Vegas beats the Ducks, they play the Oilers in the first round and pummel them, and McDavid's out and everyone's losing their shit in Edmonton. But instead, Vegas lost to the Ducks, and now they get to pump the Kings and pump the Canucks and see what happens.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, that's like a franchise-altering, a Oilers franchise-altering Knights loss to the Ducks.
It's absolutely insane, dude. So Kings, Oilers going into Game 5. We'll see what's going on, but you're feeling pretty solid if you're the Oilers right now. Let's get into our top 5 stories of the week. No Buckie warm-up. What do you got for me at number 5?
Number 5, Steven motherfucking Stamkos.
Not dead yet.
Not dead yet. And I actually thought they went up 3-0. The Bolts go up 3-0 in that game.
Yeah.
3-1, 4-1, and then 4-2, 4-3 with plenty of time left in the third. And I was like, this is such a dagger.
Oh, my God.
This is an automatic Panthers tie, and then automatic go to overtime, and then automatic Carter Verhaeghe under the bar into your eyeball.
Yeah.
And good day, sir. You lose. You get nothing.
I was terrified.
Yep. But then when it goes 4-3, Steven Stamkos pops his 5th of the fucking playoffs through 4 games. I think only Hyman has more goals.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Does he have 6?
I think so.
Because of the 3 in Game 1?
Yeah, he's a spaz, dude. Let me see. Goals, Hyman 6.
Yeah.
And Val with his hattie got to 6 too.
Yeah.
But Stammer 5.
That's awesome.
So what I want to talk about is this. Do I think the Bolts can win the series? No. Did I think it was possible before they started? Yes. Down 3-0. I just don't. I think the Panthers are too good. Tampa's a team that could come back. I think the Panthers are too good. I'm glad Tampa got one. It sucks getting swept. Sucks getting gentlemen swept too, but I'm just glad the fans. I love those Tampa fans, and I think it's exciting
too.
They got it.
They're awesome.
The Bolts are interesting in the future. I'll save all that talk for this summer, but they're not gone, but there'll be changes, whatever. But for me personally, and I think you agree, it has been so awesome to see Steven Stamkos have the fucking season he had and the playoffs he's having after all this contract bullshit.
Totally.
And frankly, I don't understand how you can fucking look that man in the face. If you don't plan, like maybe they're already planning some great offer for him and they're going to keep him no matter what.
Yeah.
But if they're not, I don't know how you can look him in the face as your captain who's ushered in these cups in this epic run of dominance and have him be doing this shit for you after you're jerking him around. Insane.
Yeah, I don't know where I land on that because when we talked about it this summer, I was like, this is fucking crazy. Bring the guy back. He's a performer. He's the best leader of all time for that franchise. Where are you at on... I'm kind of trying to put on the ruthless GM hat.
How old is he?
33, I believe. He might be 34 now. And I just am curious. The thing is he delivers, right? He performs. I don't know if you do we know how many points he has this season?
He had 39 tucks, and he was over a point per game.
Yeah. I think you're right. He was 81 and 79. Exactly. 40 and 41. He got 40.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. 40 goals, 41 assists, 81 points, 79 games played. However, a minus 21, which is very weird given like that team.
Okay. Yep.
But again, I'm the plus minus daddy. I'm not necessarily going to count that one against him. I am curious what the situation is with him and his age and the status with that team in terms of, he's 33. Is he asking for too much? Are they cap crunched? Like, what's their issue? I think that you should just obviously bring him back. But if they're looking at we need to reshuffle here, like we need a reset, then fine. But agree, it does feel a little bit like the guy just had an 81 point, like perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
After, and I know it's like times are changing, but I'm just going through his old contracts, In 2008, he signs a 3 by 3.725.
Yeah.
In 2011, he signs a 5 by 7.5. And then in 2016, he signs an 8 by 8.5. Like, he has never been a guy that's fucking taking 11, killing the team,
Yeah.
I'm not saying he was like taking pay cut. Those are good contracts.
8 by 8.5 in 2018.
2016. But that's a big number.
I was going to say that's a big contract then.
Yep.
And keep in mind, that was in the era where no team had ever even sniffed winning a Stanley Cup with someone getting more than 10. Mm-hmm. That was that era. Like, cap's going up a little bit now. We just saw the first one. We're going to see more now. But like that That was a big contract. Then.
Yep, but I think it was you were slightly overpaying, and I mean overpaying just because it's a big number for the first couple years of that, and then
I don't think
discount.
I don't. Yeah. Oh yes. I don't even think you were overpaying. Like he was a fucking machine.
But you know what I mean? Like it was like, oh, that's a high number, and now I'm like, oh, this is a steal.
But I don't like saying overpaying. I think you were going. We're paying a premium for premium. Like you are paying what you are getting. My thing with Stammer is he's 33. Like there are guys. Look at Joey Tipdrill. Like there are guys playing into the latter half of their 30s still pretty well. If I'm him, I'm probably going, I just played 79 games. I had 81 points. I can still do this clearly, and I want to do it for at least 4 more years. I'm probably not accepting anything less than 7. I mean, fucking A, man. He's an 81-point guy.
Yeah, it depends on term, I guess.
I just think like a 4x7 for him is something that I'd be like, I wouldn't go, oh my God.
Yeah.
That's my point.
And you're saying you might not want to do that if you're Tampa.
If I'm his agent, I'm certainly asking for that. Unless he is like, dude, give me 4x6, give me, like can you see something lower than 6 for that?
Not really, but I could see 6 if he's just like, dude, I don't want to leave. Like, why are you doing this?
Yeah, it's like what did Bergeron just take? Like 1x3 or something? It's like Stammer's point production's a little bit better than Bergeron, but I'd say they're pretty comparable guys in terms of what they're giving you on the ice, the leadership that they're giving you. So I think Tampa is probably like, sign a 3x3 dude. Like you don't need more money.
Yeah, right.
But like that's the
we all need more money.
We're spinning our tires here because I'm just trying to look at it from it's gone this long. There's a very real possibility, and maybe even the most likely possibility, that he just goes right back to Tampa. But there's also a very serious chance that he doesn't. And maybe he goes to Detroit and reunites with Stevie Y. Maybe he goes to Boston, something like that. I don't know. But it is nuts that we might see the end of Stammer here, having an 81-point season and then leading the team in goals. So I think he has 5 goals, 1 assist or something like that in 4 games, and just playing phenomenally. And there's a chance that Tampa's like this. Yeah, you're not coming back.
Yeah, thanks for your service, bro. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Wild.
2 rapid things on this. They play tonight. We're recording Monday. It's going to drop in the morning. Do they Panthers finish it tonight at home in your mind?
Yeah, I do.
I think so too. Second question. Anything to, and Bob is unfazed by the 6 goals he gave up in that game, or maybe it was 5 with an empty net. I can't remember. Anything to, you were up 3-0 and you have Stolarz playing insane down the back half of the year as your backup role. Anything to, you should have given that game to Stolarz up 3-0. Easy to say now that they lost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Dude,
just buy Bob a little rest here. He's an old guy. We ran him tight. We ran him hard last year. We ran him hard to the finals the year before.
I have officially gotten to the point where I fucking hate goalie tandem talk.
Tandem.
I hate it.
Tandem.
I hate it. I hate this talk. I hate that we bring it up every 5 seconds because you know why, dude? It's all hypothetical. All of these talks are hypothetical. I know you just said this. It's so easy to look at that loss and go, Panthers are stupid, dude. They should have played Stolarz for sure. Shut the F up, dude.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's not that simple. Because, in my opinion, if you played him and still lost, you'd have people on the other side going, well, that was stupid.
Open the door for Tampa now. Bob's rusty.
Because, now you bring back Bob, and maybe he's not as sharp as it's just, I hate it. I've officially gotten to the point where I hate tandem talk. If your goalie is winning and he wants to play, you should play him.
Love it. Number 4 story. The Peter DeBoer, Bruce Cassidy game of cat and mouse that is happening in the Dallas-Vegas series.
Mm-hmm.
Who knew, Dan, that it's all about the rim job? That's all it took.
Big rim job guys down in Dallas. So, yeah, explain the back and forth going on with these coaches.
Basically, DeBoer used to coach Vegas, right? And then he left. He gets let go, and they joins Dallas, and then Vegas plays Dallas in the Western Conference Finals. And, I don't know all the details, but I'm just telling you, if you got a coach that just coached you.
And I'll tell you this, Peter DeBoer has a system.
Yep.
And he is pretty strict on how he makes his players play with said system. So then when you play the very next year a team that you used to coach with said system, they're probably going to know what you're doing.
You might have a good sense of what they're up to. So I'm not saying that was the only difference, but I'm telling you, Vegas went up 3-0 and then gave a few back and then handled them. And then Vegas comes in here and takes 2 in Dallas, and you're like, here we go again. Dallas this year, this regular season, led the league, but was one of the top teams in this rush stat. Like, they can attack on the rush with possession through the neutral zone into the zone with numbers. Cassidy has said many times that was their main priority coming into the series this year, was slowing down Dallas's rush.
Yeah.
And they've done a great job of that through 2 games. And I think there was like 12 times, like it's like 12 successful rushes, odd man rushes, or rushes into the zone, was Dallas's game high this season. Game 3, they had 16. Mm-hmm. Way above what their record was. And really, it came down to this thing where Vegas had been pinching the middle, taking away breakout passes, and Dallas in Game 3 looked at film, and I'm simplifying it, but looked at film and was like this, yo, rim that bitch. Rim that puck around the boards.
Yeah.
Because Vegas is too centered and too taking away those small, short passes. And it worked to perfection early. At one point, Dallas was out shooting Vegas 30-10. I think it was a bloodbath. Now, obviously, in game, you could be like, hey, yo, they're rimming it. Like, weak side winger, stay over there. Like, that middle D, don't pinch as hard. Be aware. Which Vegas did, and then tied the game. You know, it's not like this was like a Dallas blowout. They had to win in overtime. So, whatever. But it will be really interesting to see that for the first time in, call it 2 series, Dan, Dallas has made an effective adjustment. Right? It just felt like Vegas was in their brain.
Yeah, no doubt.
Oh, that's interesting. And the rim isn't going to work perfectly in Game 4 tonight. But maybe Vegas is too ready for the rim, and Dallas's original thing works. You know what I mean? Like, this is the cool part about playing a team over and over and over.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see. This is a really fun. Like, normally I'm here to just watch the hockey. I want to see some sick goals and some big hits and whatever, some dope saves. This is one of those series where I'm really enjoying the strategy battle. Which I can't say in most other series.
No, I completely agree. This series is interesting because, like I've said a million times, this to me feels like the Western Conference Final. Yep. I hate that these our teams are playing each other in the first round. I would have been devastated if Dallas just went out with a whimper and lost in 4 or 5. I hope they win tonight, kind of. I have no idea who I want to win this series. I really do love both teams. God. But I love the fight.
Yep.
I love the clap back from DeBoer. I like how Cassidy's being kind of shisty in the in his little press conference, being like, "Oh yeah, like the rim. Don't know what to do about the rim." Blah blah blah. But yeah, this to me was a good. And what's nuts is it was an overtime win, but Dallas won that game. They beat them down. I mean, Logan Thompson was out of his fucking mind in that game, playing so well. So it really, to me, felt like they won an OT, but it was almost the needed to get the OT win to get over the hump to resettle things. So can't wait to see the strategy tonight. You're absolutely right. It's going to be weird, or interesting rather, to see if that was a one-off or if they're like, nope, we're here to rock now, so let's do it. But either way, we've got a series, and that is a great thing to see.
Tough that this one's in Vegas tonight because you know they're always good at home. You think if they get this one at home, you're kind of in jam. But isn't that what's so scary about Vegas, dude? How we're both like, Dallas kicked the shit out of them in that game, and I'm like, and it went to overtime,
and they barely won. Barely won. But it is, I mean, dude, that's the difference. Even with a team like Dallas, who's the number 1 seed, like they're so fucking good. If you go down 0-3 to a team, I don't care what you say, you're defeated. Like you go into that game,
over, buddy.
The majority of your players, the top line competitors in the world, are going like this. We're done. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you what, very similar feelings when you're down 1-3. So this is a very important game. Like if you are playing Vegas, these juggernauts, these fucking circumventing geniuses, and you go down 1-3, you feel defeated. So this is a win or die game, no doubt about it for Dallas.
I think so.
No, it's a definite, dude.
Yeah.
Is there a team in these playoffs that you would want to be down 1-3 less than
Florida?
Yeah. But it's certainly not in the West.
No. So it's bad.
Think about the reverse. If Vegas was down 1-3 to Dallas, I'd be like this. This isn't over.
Right.
Like Vegas can easily win 3 straight.
Yeah.
I think it's hard to win
Dallas
3
can too,
straight.
but
Not against Vegas, dude. You're wrong if you think that. Vegas is not a team that you're going to win 3 straight against, ever.
I think you're probably right. I like that Dallas has, I know they're on the road tonight. I'm saying I like the reason they've worked so hard to get home ice is to try to claw out of something like this. You fucking win tonight.
Yeah.
Best of 3 with 2 in Texas, baby.
Yep.
So it's like everything on the line right now.
Which another reason why I'm saying this is make or break for them tonight.
Yep.
They have to win.
Number 3, Connor Hellebuyck sucks.
I can't believe it, dude. It's so weird. And the Vezina finalists were announced today, I believe. And Winnipeg's posting these highlight reels, these mixtapes of Hellebuyck making these unbelievable saves and how good he is. And I'm like, maybe hold on that post, dude. Because you guys win game 1 while Hellebuyck gives up a lot of goals.
6.
And then you get fist fucked 3 straight games, and you're now down 1-3 to the Colorado Avalanche, and Hellebuyck has been lit up like a fucking Christmas tree.
It was, how many was game 2?
I think 5, right?
Yeah. 6-5-6-5. What are we doing
That's
here?
your Vezina goalie? He's an American goalie. I absolutely love him. I love the Jets, but this is fucking brutal, dude. It's terrible.
In the series preview, I talked about the Vegas series, and granted, Vegas went on to win the cup, but we both said, could Hellebuyck make this series interesting? We all think Vegas is going to win, but could Hellebuyck really throw a wrench into this? And then he steals game 1 in Vegas, giving up 1 goal, I think.
Yep.
And then it was like 5-4 goals the rest of the way, gentlemen swept. And Vegas was way better than the Jets last year. I don't think it was on Helly, but we were kind of like, ooh, damn, that wasn't the best playoff performance. I'm going to pull up his playoff stats. But this has pretty much, and like you just said, Dan, about the Oilers, I don't think this is going to make it sound like I'm shitting on Skinner, which I'm not at all. But last night to me felt more of a testament to the Oilers team D than it did to Skinner. He wasn't standing on his head. It just felt like he was making good saves, always in the right position, and the team was limiting the big chances. So I'm not saying every single one of these goals is Hellebuyck. A lot of it is the Avs, which we'll talk about in 20 seconds. But I'm just saying I need some saves, dude.
For sure, dude. Let me read you these stats. 4 games, he's 1-3. He has a 5.22 goals against and a .870 save percentage.
Like, dude.
That is just so not what you expected from this guy.
So, and I got his playoffs.
It's
ready.
rattling too, but yeah, I was just about to get into that, but yeah, go.
So this is 2018, 2019, 2020, 21. They missed in 22, 23, 24. Okay? I'm reading you those years. 9-2, I'll go save percentage and goals against. 922, 236. 913, 267.
Yep.
904, 304. 931, 223. And then last year, 886, 344. This year, 870, 522.
Yeah, you've got back-to-back years of really subpar playoff performances from your blue chip goalie.
You're
and
stud.
The fact that he's probably going to win the Vezina and then is playing like this it's kind of inexplicable. Like, I don't really know what to say about it. And if I'm this team,
this is your nightmare.
This is your nightmare.
Yep.
And also after a game 1 rock'em sock'em back and forth against the Colorado Avalanche, when Georgiev is playing a little tough, he's not doing that great. He looks beaten down and disheveled. And then you now have 3 straight games where Georgiev has played very well and the Avs are flying.
Oh man.
I feel awful if I'm the Jets right now.
I feel awful if I'm anyone in the West, dude. Like
we are fully back to DP January prediction Avs.
Nate's gonna win MVP. The Avs are gonna win the cup.
Yeah,
you did it.
Yeah, I did it.
This is what's scary if you're an Av fan. If this had happened, you're up 3-1 against the Jets. Nate has 7 goals. Moose has 6 goals, and Kale has 5. And that's it. What's scary is if you're everyone else, is Nichushkin is fucking pumping in goals. You're getting scoring across the lineup. Parise's going. Our boy Ross is going. Georgiev's playing great. And Nate and Moose and Kale are obviously doing their shit. Kale's that fucking ridiculous end-to-end goal, which is insane. But I'm like, dude, this is the scariest the Avs have looked maybe all year.
Yeah, they look like a true juggernaut, and I love it because I love when seeing the Avs be their full potential is so scary in a good way. It's like, damn, look at how good this team is.
Because you can look at them sometimes and be like,
careful.
They're not that deep. Sometimes.
Okay.
You know, like.
Careful.
With what?
Just careful with how you talk about just Nate Dogg's team.
Sometimes. Because, like, without Landy, right? You know, like, without that one piece, you're like, oh, they feel like one piece away.
Yeah.
But then when they do shit like this and everyone's going, I'm like, no, they're not.
Yeah.
You know, put more respect on some of those guys down the lineup name. But yeah, it's scary times in Winnipeg.
Really scary times in Winnipeg. What do you think? I think this is over in 5.
Going back to Winnipeg, right? So I could see them. Actually, I think Winnipeg wins Game 5.
I like that.
I think I picked Avs in 7, and I now think they do it in 6.
The Avalanche, not to make a pun here, but the Avalanche does feel like a rolling, tumbling Avalanche right now of momentum, and I'm like, I think the Winnipeg is going to play much better in this Game 5, but there's just something about the way Colorado's playing. I'm like, I am not entirely sure anything can stop.
I'm counting on that crowd.
Yeah,
the whiteout going again, and it's like, come on, boys, backs against the wall. We always say hard to match desperation.
Yes,
hard to fake desperation.
Very true.
So Winnipeg's got that going for them.
Number 2 story.
Number 2, we got the Leafs need to keep their composure,
dude. I want to be very clear. I think this Maple Leafs team is good. I think they've played well. I think Sammy is playing really well. So I'm not. So many Leafs fans have just waved. They're waving the white towel.
Well, they're in a They're in a melt, which I get.
They are in a melt. They're waving the white towel, which I hate to see, because they're good people up there in Toronto. They're good fans. They're crazy. They're passionate. I love that. But so many people are like, "It's over, dude. Blow it up." Let's not forget the NHL regular season record-breaking Boston Bruins were up 3-1 last year in the playoffs and lost. So, you know, Boston has a history of pretty significant choke jobs.
I also think it went exactly this way.
Dude, I said this to you, and I don't even want to put it out there in the ether. I'm going to, because it's interesting. Last year, Boston is playing Florida, and
win Game 1 at home.
They win Game 1. Lose Game 2,
steal both on the road,
and go up 3-1. And in that Game 4, goalie Bob goes into the game. And goalie Bob then played for the rest of that series, and Florida won 3 straight and beat Boston. Wall came into that game for Sammy.
Yep.
So I'm just saying, if Wall starts Game 5,
then I'm on suicide watch.
I think that the Maple Leafs are going to win 3 straight and win.
I actually didn't even love Lyon needed to be pulled.
Yes.
When he let in a couple soft ones, they were like, dude, I didn't even think Sammy needed to be pulled.
I thought that was a like devastating yank job. I was like, what?
It was like Reamer had a kind of
not on him
goal. The Pasta one was like a bad D, 2-on-1 with 10 seconds on the period. Marshy, people were like, that wasn't that nice of a goal, but I thought it was
great.
Yeah, so I'm like, why? What is he getting the
yank
for?
I didn't like that for Sammy. So the sky is falling in Toronto. And I think it's a little premature.
Me too.
But obviously you're down 3-1. You don't feel like that sucks. You're bummed out about that, losing both in Toronto. We'll give you the credit for the skies falling for the Willie and Austin situation.
Yeah. Keep going.
Elliot Friedman came out with a report today. Austin Matthews is not skating at practice, and all signs are pointing to him not playing in Game 5. So if you go the first 2-3 games without Willie, and now you're going to we had 1 game with the core 4, and now we're going without Austin.
Yep.
That hurts. That does not feel good at all. So the Willie and Austin stuff going on is just crazy. It's just such bad timing. But I do want to take this platform to say this. First on Willie. Mm-hmm. Fans getting on William Nylander, being like, you signed this big contract, you play a full season, 100 points, right? Or just 90, about is 98, I think.
Yeah.
And then this is what you do in the playoffs. Fuck you. chill out with that.
Yep.
Because I don't know what his situation is. Migraines are the things that people keep talking about. I've never had a migraine.
Yeah.
I hope that doesn't ever happen to me. But from what I understand is that people are like, you legitimately can't see.
You're
You're
puking. Certainly bright lights are a problem. Like
but
in an arena, you can't,
I know people who say you literally can't see. Their migraines get so bad. So let's say Willie is having these significant migraine. He has chronic migraine issues. Would you want him playing if he's suffering from that and he literally can't see on the ice? Like, what are we talking about, dude? So if he has a serious medical and head situation, get off his fucking ass is what I'll say. Now, I don't know what is what, but I find it hard to believe that a competitor like him, who's a 98-point guy, is just going to, in the playoffs, be like this, I don't feel that good. I'm not going to, I just don't think there's any world where that's happening. Austin, I don't know what his illness or his injury is, but I just imagine it's the same thing. So I'm just not going to get...
Same situation, not also a migraine, you mean?
Yes, the same thing as in he is clearly probably dealing with something very serious. So let's stop just assuming these guys are fucking assholes who don't want to play. There's just no world where I believe that's the situation.
Dude, that is very well said. It's truly was the only big point I wanted to make. It sucks as a hockey fan this time of year because people pick up knocks, and unless you're a Patriots fan where Bill just lied to your face for 20 years, every other league pretty much tells you what's wrong. In baseball, they're like, he tore his elbow. The NFL, he's pulled a ham. He got turf toe.
Yeah.
The NHL, they're like this, upper body.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah.
Because I need to know, because I need my 70-goal scorer in the fucking lineup.
Yeah.
And he's sick. He's fucking sick. I don't know. It could be an injury. I'm hearing people saying he's actually hurt, dude. I'm hearing people say he's got like a really bad illness, like he can't skate. So my biggest thing is this blows. I even said the other app, as a Bruins fan, I'm like, I hate this. Sucks. I hate that it's not there. Those guys aren't in. I want success for them in their lives. The idea that those two don't care to win hockey games for that city is insulting to me.
Yeah.
So if you want to talk about this team's going to blow it up, let's talk about that. And I kind of agree. But if you want to talk about those two don't care, I disagree.
Yeah, I'm with you totally. And I do think it's funny that to the blow it up topic, because of term situations, because Austin just signed, Nylander just signed, and Marner is the odd man out. It's just, he's become the easy punching bag and scapegoat, and everyone's like this, fucking time up in Toronto for you bitch ass Mitch Marner. Fuck you, pussy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this guy just had 85 points in 69 games and is
scored
like
a sick goal.
A perennial Selke candidate, single-handedly scored the only goal in that game, and everyone's like this, fuck him, dude. And I'm just like, oh my God, man.
Yo, so that I would say the biggest difference in the series, the two biggest differences is goalie, but that's only because Swayman's been so nasty.
Yeah.
And Sammy's been pretty good, to your point. So it's like not even
I think he's better than that.
Yeah.
I think he's been very good.
So it's not even that's the huge gap. On paper, I thought it was going to be. It hasn't really been an execution. The big gap has been the special teams. B's power play is like 6 or 13 or something like that. Mm-hmm. The Leafs is 1 for 13.
Yeah.
That levels out. The Bruins are down in this series.
Yeah.
I would say. So I know that those boys are frustrated as hell.
Yeah.
But you can't be doing that shit on the bench.
I disagree. It's obviously a bad look, but I again, it's just, dude, they're human. And also, they're just as frustrated.
Was that the third?
I think so.
Yeah.
They're just as frustrated, if not more frustrated than the fans. So, I'm like, fuck off, everybody. Like, I'm not a diehard Maple Leafs fan, so I'm not as invested as some of you, but these guys, and I thought Mitch had a perfect response. He was like, we're grown men. We're having a fucking argument. We love each other. We love playing with each other. We're pissed that we're losing and we're not scoring. What else? You have any idea, folks, how many times that we've been in an argument and I've said fucking brutal shit to you?
Yep.
Like trying to cut you open and rip your heart out and piss you off because I'm pissed off and we're not getting the results that we need. Like it happens. So I disagree with you that like you can't be doing that shit. Dude, you're down 3-1. You just lost both in Toronto. You deal with this same narrative every single fucking year. The one thing I will finish with is I think Keefe is just being so outcoached. And I felt this way. We never want to talk about people's jobs. I'll always put that disclaimer on there. I do not think this guy is the right coach for this team. I think he is way too passive. I think he's way too soft-natured. I'm not saying that he's a soft guy.
Yeah.
I just think
that's bad for a coach to be with this squad.
I think he's a more soft-spoken guy. These guys, and I think with this fan base and the media they deal with, I think you need a hard ass. I think you need a son of a bitch, honestly.
Drill sergeant.
And I just don't think Keefe is responding well to what's going on.
You're going to get Wah.
I think they got to get Quenneville.
Yeah,
if we're allowed to get Quenneville back in the league,
is that okay?
Seriously, like I don't know where we all stand on that, but it's a guy like that I think is just going to whip these boys into shape. But at the end of the day, if they lose this series, which it is not over
at all,
if they lose this series, we keep saying it. I feel like this is the round and round we go. I just think there is no planet on Earth where these four guys are playing for this team next year, as is what should happen.
Yeah, which we have been saying for a year.
That's what I'm saying. The carousel.
Sorry,
one.
but Swayman rest of the way?
Yes.
Swayman rest of the way.
Obviously.
Number one. The Nashville Predators turkey melt on rye with a dill pickle.
You went turkey melt?
Yep.
Not tuna melt?
Nope.
Come on, they got like catfish
they
on
have
the end?
fish, yeah. No. Let me do that again. The Nashville Predators tuna melt.
Got it, that time.
On rye with a dill pickle.
That sounds good.
Yeah, dude.
I put ketchup on my tuna melts. People think I'm crazy for that.
Yeah, I do. I think you're crazy.
It's delicious. You put ketchup on a grilled cheese.
Yeah, you're right. But tuna, dude? You put ketchup on tuna?
Yeah. Listen, you put cocktail sauce on fish. You know what's in cocktail sauce?
Ketchup.
Whoa,
dude.
Just saying, everybody get off my ass, dude.
Put ketchup on everything. Dude.
Ketchup on fish is good.
Insane. Here's what I got to say about this game. The Nashville Predators, you know how you just said about Vegas and Dallas, you said, I don't know who I want to win. And I agree. And we made a joke the other day. I always say the coin flip thing. If you don't know who you want to win, flip a coin, you'll know in midair. That has never been more true with me with this series and how much I want Nashville to win. I know I picked them in 6, but I don't care about that pick. Mm-hmm. And I love Elias Lindholm, and he has a sick goal, and like I love a lot of those boys. I love Quinn Hughes. And this is no knock on Vancouver. I like that team a lot. I think they have a really bright future. With the goalie situation, I just and Nashville having such a rip at the end of that year, and we love that rink and I love that town. I don't even know where this came from, but I want them to win this series so badly, and I literally think that they have been better in all 4 games, and they are down 3-1.
Yeah,
it's fucking insane.
I feel similar to you. I think with the way that I've talked about them for 2 years, very unexpectedly, the Vancouver Canucks became my boys.
Yeah,
they became my little children.
Yep.
Obviously I love Quinn, and I could go down the list, but I really love this team. I love Tocchet. So I want them. Mm-hmm. I said that their mentality-wise, we are making it to the Western Conference Finals, as they should. Obviously, we have so many ties to Nashville, and I love Nashville. So I am very Sophie's choiced with this series. You could not be more correct with how much every game has felt like it was in the hands of the Predators. And then they're just like, oh, we lost. We just lost that game. It's been so weird to watch. Vancouver's done this all year. They've had a lot of, just hold on, come from behind. They get their one chance, throw a punch, and bang, they win. But I will say, I say all that as to say kudos and hats off to Vancouver for these 3 wins.
Yep.
So I can transition into this point. Nashville Predators, you guys are fucking assholes. Bro. Assholes for some of these losses, particularly Game 4.
Cannot happen.
That was the most putrid, pathetic collapse I've ever seen. I hate to what was it, Sissons with the empty net chance. it is what it is. Like, I think you gotta get that
Me too.
in the net. But, he throws it's on his backhand, throws it, hits the post. Oh, no. There were more chances at that empty net. There was just sloppy zone entry. There was sloppy passes. And it felt like they were playing around. First of all, they're up 3-1.
Dude.
And they get sloppy and they get tired and lazy. And in the last quarter of that third period, they give up a goal. And it's like, well, it's getting close now. Then they miss the empty net. Then they keep playing sloppy. And then that just complete circus act mess in the defensive zone that led to the tying goal. Great play by Quinn on the blue line, keeping it in, getting the puck over. But like the forecheck, the shape, it was all so messy. And it was as if it was one of those games where you're watching it and you're sitting there thinking and literally saying, Nashville is begging them to tie this game. And they were. That's how they were playing. Yep. It was just a total fucking mess.
I've been, as a fan and a player, I know you have too, on both sides of this, where my team that I'm rooting for or playing for scores 2 empty goals with the goalie pulled. Yeah. I've given up 2. And so it sounds like we're being hardos here, but I can't tell you the feeling when my team scores with our goalie pulled. I have never felt like, of course, we have an extra guy. I always feel like, oh, fuck yeah, that's like, what a miracle. And when I give one up, when they have their goalie pulled, I never feel like, well, they have an extra guy. I feel like we are clowns. And this is so unacceptable. Yeah. It is so fucking easy to not get scored on when they have their goalie pulled. It's just, keep it on the perimeter, try to block shots. Don't try, fucking block the shot. No. It's not that hard. Block the fucking shot. And then be responsible by the fucking net, dude. Yeah. Like, obviously, they're just trying to get shit in there and have guys sitting by the back post. Like, the fact that Besser missed that. Like, when Saros kicked that, I already knew they were going to score because he fucking kicked, like, he slid left and kicked it back right. And I was like, so now you're out of the fucking net. But then Besser missed that backhand. And I was like, wow, you dodged a bullet, you morons. And then he had time to get it back, pull it back, and still score. And I was like, where are you, dude? What is going on? And I forgot to look, because I will say, fucking great play by Quinn, like you said. It got rimmed. It was bouncing. He knocked that shit down. I think it was his foot or his skate. He not only did he keep it in the zone, he controlled it and turned on a dime real fast. But I forget what Nashville forward that was. I forgot to double check. He slipped, but like, if you don't blow by Quinn Hughes there, you win. You win that game, because then he can't just like effortlessly pass it.
Correct.
Like, literally. And I'm sure he's like, I didn't mean to fall, but I'm like, well, that you just lost the game.
Yeah.
Like, I'm more mad at that than I am at Cody's post.
Totally.
I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, dude?
Totally.
You cannot. And fucking, I was saying it on the live. Like, the Predators have 13 shots a game in this series.
Dude, I said fucking on the...
Or sorry, the Canucks. The Canucks have 13 shots a game.
It's just absolutely mental. By the way, what is going on? There have been so many games this first round in... not just this series, in all the series, where teams are finishing with like 13 shots.
And what is going on? And it's like we said the other day, the Canucks were like, well, we had 84 shot attempts. So it's not like they're literally not shooting. So credit to the teams getting in lanes and shit. But I'm like, shoot the puck.
Get the fucking puck on net, dickheads.
It'd be one thing if the fucking Predators were getting 13 shots a game against these Canucks goalies, and I'd be like, that's why you're losing. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, the fact that it's Saros facing 13 shots and a couple AHL kids facing 40 shots, and that team is winning every game. I'm like, this is bonkers.
Yeah, and again, hats off to She Loves. You know, that's a unbelievable situation. You get called up, you get in there, and you get an unreal win. That's great. But yeah, assholes, Predators. It's you just the second Demko went out, you had to win. You won the first one. As in the first game, Demko is out, and it was like, okay. There was a period where I was like, they might win this in 5, dude. Yeah. This is just so devastating for Vancouver. And then Vancouver has stepped the fuck up.
Yeah, they have.
Which is great, but the Predators giving up these games the way they are is just, it's so unacceptable, and it's weird because there's a part of me that was like, yeah, you got into the playoffs and you're playing Vancouver, you're dead.
Yeah.
And who cares? Like, great season.
Great up, yep.
But now it's like, oh no, you should win this series. And with the way these games have gone, not good.
Not
these
good at
losses. So I am just appalled with them. Crazy.
Taking a quick break to talk to you about the most recognizable name in hockey, Bauer. Founded in Ontario, they developed the first ever skate, which changed the game of hockey forever back in 1927. We're almost 100 years into Bauer. And now they're the most forward-thinking developers in skates, sticks, helmets, gloves. I was head to toe. They called me Big E Eric Lindros. I was head to toe in Bauer growing up. Each and every day, Bauer is trying to leave the game of hockey better than the day it was before. And if that's not cool with you, then you're not cool with me. So go check out some Bauer gear right now.
All right, we're strapping on our buckets, and we're going to get into our Bauer Hockey Hot Ice segment. CP, what do we got that's sizzling?
Couple quick things that I just thought were cool to start off Hot Ice here. J.J. McCarthy, Michigan quarterback, drafted 10th overall by the Minnesota Vikings. Said he wouldn't be the man or the athlete he is today without hockey.
How about that?
How about that? Played junior hockey, getting a call from Wayne Gretzky after he gets drafted. Mm-hmm. That's one of the sickest things I've ever heard.
I can't believe it.
I just think more people need to put some respect on the game of hockey and know that if you want to make it at anything else, you need a little bit of hockey, youth hockey in your life.
Here's another question for you. NFL players. When you think of NFL players and hockey, who's one of the first NFL players that comes to mind?
J.J. Watt.
Coincidence?
I didn't even think about that, dude.
Just saying, coincidence?
Wow, that's fucking crazy.
How about it? How about it?
Second funny little thing I want to talk about. Alex Vlasic on the Chicago Blackhawks 4 days ago, as of our recording, just signed a 6-year, $4.6 AAV contract. Very cool, very cool.
Very cool.
Former BU Terrier.
Get that cap up collar, Chicago.
Yeah, hit that floor, baby.
Yep.
But a picture surfaced on several places, but we saw it on BR Open Ice that was hilarious to me. It's from a class called CM419 at BU. And an email goes out, CM419 assignment 3. Hello, just wanted to email you guys about our assignment due on the 17th, blah, blah, blah. Who's doing what in this group project? Alex Vlasic emails, hey, sorry guys, I recently just left BU to pursue hockey. I won't be able to contribute to the assignment. Someone responds, no worries, thanks for the heads up, good luck. Dude, getting out of a group project to leave for the NHL is probably the fucking sickest thing I've ever heard in my life.
That's such a cool email to be able to send.
My God.
And then also stick taps to Vlasic, because what a nice way to say that.
Yep.
He could have been, first of all, he could have ignored that.
Yep.
And been like this, I don't go here anymore. I am an NHL
He'll get the
player.
email bounce back.
Yeah. He also could have gone like this, enjoy school, nerds. I'm going to the NHL. But he just sent an incredibly respectful email that was like, hey, sorry.
Yep. And to be clear, he joined the Hawks 2-3 years ago. He sent that email a few years ago, but now it's just so sick that it's like, looks like it worked out pretty well, my guy.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Unbelievable.
Fantastic
It's crazy because it's happening now. We have a bunch of buddies at BC who are talking about like the second the boys got back from the tournament on Monday, they were moving trucks outside Cutter Gautier's dorm.
Yeah.
And they were like, deuces, dude.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he had a bunch of group projects that he ain't contributing to either.
Yeah.
So pretty sick.
I can't believe how awesome it is to be at college and have assignments. Granted, probably not the most serious assignments, and just be able to go like this. Yeah, I'm not doing those because I'm going to the NHL.
Yep.
Sucks to suck, school.
Next thing I want to talk about quickly, a little coach hiring. We got a little coach firing.
Yeah. We're a few days late on this. We had a jam-packed episode on Friday, so we wanted to give this proper airtime. Two big things. Quinn fired in New Jersey. Lindy Ruff hired in Buffalo.
Quinn fired in San Jose.
What did I just say?
New Jersey.
My bad. Hold on. We'll take that again. Sorry, Redmond. Two big coaching things. David Quinn fired in San Jose. No longer the Sharks coach. Lindy Ruff hired again in Buffalo. Let's start with Quinn, because Lindy, there's a lot to go over. I don't know what to say about this situation, because there was a period where I was very high on San Jose.
Yeah.
I thought Greer was doing a very good job making some trades, getting some good assets, which he has done. They have a lot of young players. They have a lot of assets. However, Quinn signed his contract, and I just don't know what you expected differently from him.
Yeah, right.
When he signed as this coach, like what has he done wrong?
Yep.
So I'm
the pitch was like, you're in this for the long, like, well, let's build this up together.
Yes.
Here we go.
You're a young, great, you're a former great college coach, has worked with the U.S. program as well, Tons of college players specifically, Charlie McAvoy comes to mind. Tons of young players who played in the college system, played in the U.S. system, really, really love this guy. Looks like they're going to be getting the number 1 pick, which will be Macklin Celebrini. It was a great hire for this new young wave and the San Jose Sharks rebuild. He's done nothing wrong from what I can see. He's out the door.
Yep.
So we'll see who gets brought in. We'll see where he ends up. I think he'll get another job.
Me too.
It sounds like from channels that we've heard and we've talked to, it sounds like Quinn is not all that broken up about this. Yeah. He's going to be moving on, find another job. But it does, for the first time, it makes me scratch my head a little bit about, I thought Greer had a very clear plan here and things were going to plan, and it doesn't feel that way now. If there's any discourse or any disagreements going on with the movement of Hertl, of Carlson, that would shock me because I'm like we've said, no shit, they should get moved.
Yeah.
Like, you're not fucking building around these guys. You don't have
it.
You didn't have the blocks to like build around those dudes and reset. Like, moving them was the move. I think Couture should be moved. I think it's crazy that he hasn't. So
maybe people wanted more back.
Yeah.
They're going, if I'm going to dish out all these chips.
Yeah.
I better really have something to build around coming back. And
I don't know. I think they're in a rebuild, but I think they're in pretty good shape. Like, they're starting from the ground up, just like Chicago is.
Yep.
And like, you're fine. Like, Chicago got Bedard. You're probably, hopefully for them, about to get Celebrini. So calm down. Pretty shocking for me.
Okay, Lindy.
Yeah.
This one, and man, I want to be careful here because I've never met the man, Lindy.
Yeah.
But that felt like an uninspired hire to me. And I'm not trying to steal your thunder. You have too many teams, by the way. Like, I'm always wanting to get. You're like the Red Wings, the Sabres, the Canucks. Like,
I don't claim the Canucks. I just said I like them.
Little children, and I need to root for everybody.
I have the Red Wings and the Sabres. That's it.
Yeah, and that's what sucks because like I love those teams, and I have to go to always take a back door to your dumbass.
Well, dude, get on a wall for once in your life.
I'm on a wall, dude.
You were not on the Sabres and the Red Wings wall like I was.
So,
and I've been a Red Wings fan my whole life.
I know, but whatever. We'll get into this later. The Sabres, I would love to see do well.
Yes.
I love a lot of those guys. I love that city. Like, they deserve it.
Yeah.
We've said this a million times. Tage and Tucky came on. It was just like so fucking get you fired up to be there. So I hope I'm wrong. I hope Lindy is like the exact potion master to mix that baby up and we're golden. 2 in the Atlantic next year.
Yeah.
But I'm like, dude, is this what he's done? You look at his body of work over the last few years where he was nearly fired 2 seasons ago, mid-season in Jersey. They turned it around.
Yeah.
And then fired this year. And you're like, this is what we need. It's like the same fucking team, Dan, too. Like, you look at where the Devils and the Sabres have some top-end talent, are on the precipice of, you think, being good for a long time, and he wasn't the answer there. And, people can lose the locker room and then have success somewhere else. It's completely fine. But just that was the hire. That was what you felt like. You looked at Lindy's career, but you looked at the last 5 years of Lindy's career, and you said, that's exactly what we need in Buffalo. Squeeze me, baking powder. I
so badly want us to be on opposite sides of this for the discussion, but I just think you're too spot on. Listen, man, I agree. I don't know Lindy on a personal level. I think what bums me out about this is, shout out Pete Blackburn, our homie. Pete tweeted a little while ago. I think it might have been after Lindy was fired. He tweeted something like, the Buffalo Sabres have the opportunity to do the funniest thing in the world. And he was implying Lindy had been fired, Granato was being fired, and he was like, they could rehire Lindy.
Yeah.
And then they did it.
Yeah.
And Pete was like, oh my God. And had a really hilarious follow-up tweet to that. But when you're tweeting something like that, being like, wouldn't this be funny?
Wouldn't this be a sick joke?
Wouldn't this be a funny joke? I think that's a sign of, yeah, you shouldn't do that.
Yeah,
because we're making a joke. it would be funny because it's stupid. Lindy, to me, is a older coach. When he was last year starting out slow for the first few games in New Jersey, people were chanting, "Fire Lindy."
Yep.
Then New Jersey is a wagon. They come in this year having added pieces, and they suck, missed the playoffs. Lindy's fired. The Lindy hiring in Buffalo, the like, hey guys, remember Lindy? Feels like a stopgap hire of like, we're in a kind of a weird transition period, and wouldn't Lindy be such a great caretaker coach for like a couple of years? The Sabres, this was a down year. That's why Granato was fired. They should have been better. They should have made playoffs. The time is now. To me, the hiring for the Sabres needed to be a guy that you're looking at going, we'd like you to be the coach for the next 10 years. The Lindy's not that. So I think that this is insane. What makes me upset is I worry that they hired Granato and they were like, Granato's a younger guy. He was the coach of the development program for a while. He's like going to be this youthful movement for this youthful core moving forward. It didn't work. So they're being like, let's abandon that. Mm-hmm. And I'm sitting here going, no, dude, that's not the answer. We talk all the time. I want more Coopers in the league. I want more Hackstalls in the league. I want more Bednars in the league. I don't like this recycle these old coaches thing. And for me personally, I can't think of more than 3 teams that I think it is a worse idea for to hire an old head than the Buffalo Sabres. And listen, I'm tucking in the napkin. I'm tucking the napkin into my shirt, prepared to dive in and eat crow if and when the Sabres are dope next year and Lindy brings them to the playoffs for the first time in years. I'll eat that crow happily. But I do not like this hire at all.
Yeah. Last piece of hot ice is a question I'm about to pose to you, because we didn't talk much about the Rangers series.
Can I just stop and ask you a question?
Yeah.
You know that microphone's on a stand, right?
I know, but it's doing this today, and I can't get it to stop. So
I was gonna say it's
no,
it can stay, but it's moving.
Yeah,
it's moving.
We didn't talk much about the Rangers Caps. We didn't talk much about Canes Islanders. Rangers fans, hell of a series. You did exactly what you should have done. I picked the sweep. I hit the sweep, and you looked great doing it. I feel great. You looked pretty good doing it. Sweep's hard. Sweep's a sweep, dude. Depth scoring, Chesty playing solid, amazing. Congratulations. Very much looking forward to the next rounds for you. Canes, I think, handle it in 5. Were you surprised the Islanders went back to Varlamov? Like they went Varlamov, LL, Sorokin, L, back to Varlamov.
No, I wasn't surprised.
I was pitching Varlamov the whole way, so whatever. But I was kind of surprised once they switched. I was like, oh yeah, now they're just going to see if Sorokin, who's their blue chip, can just turn it around. I think it was because it was Varlamov's birthday, literally. They were like, do it, and then he did.
go get swept on your birthday.
Yeah,
and then he accidentally
fuck you.
won. Yeah.
That's hilarious. I think the Canes handle it in 5. That's going to be a 6 series.
Yeah. Do you request a trade this summer if you're Sorokin?
If you hadn't been so bad this year, maybe.
I don't think he was bad. He was not as good as he usually is, but I just think it's funny how he has been their workhorse.
Yeah.
For the last 3
Kilmer's workhorse.
3 or 4 years, dragging their dead, limp penised bodies into playoffs, and then the 1 year he struggles a little bit, they're like, this, you're benched in the playoffs, by the way.
He's like, get fucked.
Yeah. I could see him being like, get me the fuck out of here, dude.
The question I have for you is, when you are the Rangers in this case, do you have swept already?
Yeah.
Do you now pray the Canes go, and let's assume it's the Canes, because obviously you'd rather the Islanders probably, but like, do you pray the other series, your opponent series goes 7 to give you the most rest time to tire them out, or are you like, get them done now because I want to just, we're playing every other night right now and it's fucking great and I just want to keep going?
Yeah, it's an interesting topic. I don't really think they're phased. I don't think they care, honestly. The Rangers have been very, very good all season long when they have big rests. They come back just as strong, if not stronger. So I think that they hang their hat on that and go, if they take this 7 and we've got a big weight, no big deal. No skin off our ass. And then I'm sure that they also like the momentum. So if Canes win and bang, here we go, they're like, yep, good, let's do it. So I don't think they're phased one way or another. Sweep's a sweep. is what it is. Fucking wake me up in the finals, dude. That's how I feel about the Rangers. And did they dominate the Caps? No. Was it pretty Rangers hockey? No.
Yep.
But that's them this year, dude. That's the Cockroaches. It doesn't fucking matter how they win. They win. So I think they are sitting in that locker room thrilled. Bring on the next competition.
Yep.
Here we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Love it. All right. Now it's time for the mailbag. A ton of great submissions this week. And I'm going to try to get to a few more this time. So
interesting.
We'll be quick, but these are really cool. First one I thought was crazy. Crazy.
Whoa.
Does Ovi ever make the playoffs again? I laughed at it when I read it. I was like, what are you talking about? And then I was like, hold on. Wait a minute.
Yeah. Interesting question. I think yes.
He does.
Yeah.
On the Caps?
It's funny because maybe not. Dude, what pisses me off is people were dancing on Ovi's grave.
Yeah.
And then he went out, missed some time, extended amount of time for what felt like the first time in his career. And then he came back and pumped in goals, and he finished with
over 30.
Over 30.
It's ridiculous.
So I'm like, Gretzky record is very much still on.
Yeah.
But then here we go, 4 games, you're in, you're out of the playoffs, which we all knew was going to happen. But 0 goals, 0 assists, went complete ghost.
0 shots.
And he looked bad. So that was not great. For me, I think he is hurt as fuck. I think he's going to get healthy. He's going to get some Russian gas this summer, come back. And listen, the last 2 spots of the playoffs in the East were, in my opinion, are 2 bad teams. I think the Islanders and I think even though the Islanders are, technical 3rd seed, but the Islanders and the Caps are bad. And I think that anyone can sneak in, whether it be the Caps again or him on another team. We'll see. But I think we see him in the playoffs one more time. Maybe a trade deadline.
I wanted to say, because I think the Caps don't have a bright future, and I think a lot of other teams, and they gotta earn it, but like the Wings, the Sabres, whatever. So I'm like, I actually think the Caps have a hard time. I would love to see Ovi on another team, but I really do just think he's just gonna die on the Caps to get this goal record. Yeah. Like I think he's gonna be like, yeah, whatever, dude. I'll just continue. And I say die like he's money, but
no,
I don't really see him leaving. So I'm like, he might
not
get in again.
Yeah, it's a good question.
Awesome question.
It's very possible.
Okay, next one. Let's do this one next, and I'm going to combine 2 here.
Okay, I like it.
Someone said, who are you most surprised so far with their playoff performance in a good way and most surprised in a bad way? And then a lot of people said Conn Smythe pick so far. So let's kind of just do all of that together.
I like it. I think, my surprise, and I don't even like saying surprise here because I'm not surprised that this person has been so good. I'm going with Vincent Trocheck. I think Trocheck, 4 games, incredibly balanced, 3 goals, 3 assists.
Yep.
But I just think he's been playing so well, man. Like he's killing penalties. He's dominating 5-on-5. He's all over the ice, drawing penalties. I just love everything I'm seeing from him. So for a guy like that, buzzing the way he is, 6 points in 4 games, it's been a delightful surprise, and he would be like a really fun dark horse Conn Smythe for me. Obviously McDavid is fucking leading the way in points. If I'm gonna go Conn Smythe though, I like Matty Tkachuk still already. Like I think Tkachuk is just doing perfect Tkachuk things. 3 goals, 4 assists, 7 points in 4 games, and he's just being Matthew Tkachuk. Like you remember last year I said if I'm starting a franchise, he's a top 5 guy off the board for me. I just love everything about him. He's such a gamer. My biggest disappointment is Kevin Fiala. I picked him to be a game breaker because he came back last year after missing a couple games and then was big on the stat sheet. And I was like, I want more from him. He's got 1 point in 4 games. He's looked lost out there. I don't like anything that I'm seeing.
I love the Matthew Tkachuk pick for Conn Smythe. I still have them going on a super deep run. And like you said, he's producing. He's 7 points, which is only behind Connor, Marchand, Draisaitl, Kale. Yeah, and he's tied a bunch of guys, but yeah, he's firing. I could see it being Bob if they do a big run and he continues to be awesome.
Yeah.
I'm also interested in one of these Avs forwards.
Yeah,
maybe Nate Dogg, but Nichushkin is just like
Val buzzing.
How good is he?
Val buzzing,
and you could see him stealing it, where he just has 23 points in the playoffs.
For sure.
I'm like, oh my god. Surprise for me. I'll keep it hometown cooking, but Jake DeBrusk. Only 5 points and 3 goals all on the power play, but I was ready.
Big goals.
I was ready for the vanishing act. Here we go, dude.
Yeah.
See you later. Thanks for coming out.
Yeah, no.
And
he's
he's been there, dude. And that's been really fun for me. So happy for him. And then disappointment, I would say Elias Pettersson.
Oh, good pick.
4 games. They're up 3-1. So what does he fucking care? But 4 games, 2 assists, -3.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, you're a 100-point guy.
And like that missed opportunity he had where he looks like he's fucking just dicking around out there on the ice. I'm like,
bro,
buddy, what are we doing
And
here?
he's hopefully, well, not hopefully I want the Predators, but theoretically has some time to turn this around.
Yeah.
But they won't go too far if he continues to do nothing.
For sure.
Next question. And we got this one a lot. Should the Rags be worried about Carolina?
Yeah, but not in a like, oh no, you're in trouble, but it's like this is probably one of the best teams you can possibly play in the East.
Okay, dude, I'm so glad you said that because I couldn't agree more. They shouldn't be scared of Carolina, which is what the question makes it sound like, I think. Not that they were asking in a negative way, but I have heard a lot from Rangers fans like they're not worried at all. They're worried about Florida. They're worried about the West.
Yeah.
But they're like already in the Eastern Conference Finals. And I'm like, yo, dog, Carolina's nasty.
Yeah, I think it would be foolish to just think this is going to be an easy one. I've said it a million times. Carolina's defense is so good. Freddie's playing amazing. Gensel has made their power play click. So that series I fully anticipate to be a complete dogfight.
Totally. And
yes, you should be certainly more worried than Washington, and you should be. Again, I don't like the word worried because to your point, it makes it sound like should be scared. No, you should be very prepared for Carolina.
Yep.
Yeah.
Next question, is Jake Ottinger on the hot seat if Dallas loses in 5? 1 more year and then RFA.
Huh. That's a tough one. Wow, he's RFA?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, but
no, dude.
But not hot seat in we're moving on from Jake Ottinger. But I do think he needs to. I mean, dude, I know that's your boy, but I think he needs to have some more pressure on him. I feel like too many times we see people running around the league being like, who are the best 5 goalies in the league? And Ottinger's always named.
Yeah.
And this will now be just like another disappointing loss, another early exit, another bad series. And if you're going to be considered one of these big dogs and probably hopefully sign an 8-year fat daddy extension with Dallas, you got to fucking earn that shit. So I don't think he is on the hot seat in terms of like, you're gone, dude. But I think he's maybe on the hot seat in terms of no more stroking this guy off. Give this guy's pole a break and start being a little more critical.
It's interesting because he isn't playing great, right? Which, to your point, you got to earn that shit. But he, 2 years ago, plays fucking nuclear.
Lights out.
And they lose in 7, but he's the best player in that series by a mile. And then last year, they go 6 in the Western Conference Finals. And I think he was sent to the team that won the cup comfortably.
Yes.
So it's like, if he had been better, could they have beaten Vegas? Maybe. But
I have no issue.
The problem.
I have no issue with last year.
So I'm kind of like, if they get pumped in the first round this year as for being the 1 seed, and then again, they're the 1 seed in the West this year.
Yeah.
So like for me, and I'm doing it, but I'm like chirping his play recently, and he goes, "What, dude? I was the best player. I was the best goalie in the playoffs 2 years ago. I went to the Western Conference. I was 2 games from the Cup last year.
Yeah.
I'm the 1 seed this year.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I feel you.
Yeah, right.
I feel again. It's
worth a combo.
It's not a hot seat of your job's in jeopardy. It's a hot seat of just like, hey, we need to keep pushing here.
Mm-hmm. Okay, last one for this week. Which team down 3-1 has the best chance to come back? Right now,
teams down 3-1.
Kings are down 3-1. Islanders are down 3-1. Predators are down 3-1. Bolts are down 3-1. Leafs are down 3-1. Jets are down 3-1.
Predators for me.
Predators easily, right?
I think it's the Predators. I don't think it's easy.
But no, it's not. They can't do it easily, but that's easily the team with the best chance.
Yeah, the other ones that I think of are...
Let's rank them.
No. That's going to take too long.
No.
For us to agree? I think... That's what I'm saying. The other ones that I could see a world Toronto.
Leafs is mine too.
Because
Predators best chance.
Boston chokes are very, very prominent. Tampa, because they're Tampa. I don't think it's going to happen at all, guys.
Yeah.
And then I think the Jets are the only one that I'm like, yeah, maybe.
I think I'd go Jets 3, Tampa 4, because it's Florida. I know it's Tampa, but because it's Florida. And then,
like, dude, I'm going to do that right back in your face because it's Colorado.
Yeah,
Give me a fucking break.
Then Kings 5 for me, Islanders 6.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
Preds, though. Preds is the answer.
Preds best chance for sure. Okay. That's the mailbag. Thanks for the submissions.
That's the mailbag. Great stuff as always. Keep them coming.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Let's just not. I want to rip the Band-Aid off. We're doing Saucy Predictions.
I don't even want to do it. I don't feel like we should have to do it after last night.
Yeah. I didn't hit it, and you didn't hit it.
Mine was that 2 teams would be out by this record, and I fucking should have hit that. I literally can't believe that didn't happen, but only one team is out, the Caps, so I lost.
Mine was that Panarin would be leading all players in points. He's not even fucking close. So, okay, here we are, Saucy Predictions. CP and I didn't hit ours. We're eating this nuclear hot sauce again, and I want to die.
I got to tell you, this shit feels unfair based on what happened to me last night.
I'm just going to rip the Band-Aid off.
My tongue is still burning. It's literally still hot from last night.
What sucks is my stomach still hurts from last night doing hot ones at the Kings game. And like the second this went in my mouth, it just, like, my stomach is saying, why are you doing this to me?
Never gonna be able to wear contacts again.
We're on the topic. This was my saucy prediction before going into this. My saucy prediction is Preds take this to Game 7.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, mine's about something on Tuesday, so when this app comes out, you'll already know. Connor Hellebuyck gives up 1 goal or less in Game 5.
Oh, wow. One.
1 goal.
That's saucy. Okay, I got to get out of here and get water. Those are our saucy predictions. That's it for us today at the Engineers Podcast. Crazy stuff's going on. Let's see who else gets eliminated by our next episode coming out on Friday. Get me out of here. And until then,
skate hard, baby.